Okay, so our new coach call, the basic, I just want to go over some very new coach basic stuff. So if you're thinking about what should I be doing each day, I don't know how to turn this off. Sorry, that's super annoying. All my text messages come to my computer and I don't know how to turn it off. So if I was thinking, okay, as a new coach, what do I need to be doing each day? So the biggest thing you can remember is the first 30 to 90 days is you building your clientele. You need to be consistent. Those first 30 days, those first 90 days, are you building your clientele? So you're going to be doing things and you may not see an immediate reward like, oh, I have SC20 because I've been talking to all these people. But you're going to, those people are kind of, they're just starting to watch you and they want to know that it works and they want to see that what you're doing is really going to lead to something. It's not something you're going to do it for a week and then stop doing it. So people are really skeptical because there's so much stuff out there. There's so many people saying, oh, I did this, I did that. So they are watching you. So the first 30 to 90 days, don't you dare give up because that is people just watching you and you're just building your clientele. So the first thing that you guys can do, and I always say this in the 7-day new coach training, which some of you I know are planning on doing that again this week. Any of my PS coaches, once you finish that 7-day coach training, I always do a gift. So if you complete Monday through Sunday, then I have a GoPro CD for you guys. So that's what I do because I used to send something to every new coach that I signed. And I can't tell you how many hundreds of dollars that went wasted to coaches that never ended up working the business. So now that's what I do is, welcome to the team. Here's your new coach checklist and make sure that you complete the checklist because basically that's your basis of being a coach. What Success Club is, how I get to Emerald, why I should sign my spouse or significant other, or if you have a mom or dad, the importance of that. So if you did not get a new coach checklist, most of my diamonds have done that, and so they send their own. If you haven't, let me or your diamond coach know, and I can make sure you get one. I don't send my checklist to everybody. I only send it to my PS coaches because I get the responses back, and I don't want to get every coach's response, but if you're not getting one, I can show you mine just so you can have the content. So that is my process is, you do the new coach checklist and then you do the 7-day training. And the 7-day training really teaches you how to use social media for your business, how to get people to want to look at what you're doing, what to do, what not to do kind of thing. Because I shared a picture in our team group the other day. It was like, here's my link. Ask me how Shakeology works. And it's like me like kissing my shaker cup. And that just doesn't work. That's just like, oh, here's another Beachbody coach. So if you want to make a post about Shakeology and why it's so awesome, take a picture of it, try to put some fun toppings on it, and take it outside because the lighting is better, and then talk about it in your post, why you love it or what it's done for you. That is going to send such a great message versus, here's me in my shaker cup. Don't you want to spend $130 on this foggy glass? Like that doesn't even look good. What is that? So that's what I always say with shake pics. And what we have in our team page, I'm going to share my screen and show you a couple things that are in our team page that are helpful for you that you may not have known were there. Can you see my Facebook right now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you go to our team page and then you go to photos and click albums. All right. So I've got in here, it says training tips for coaches, 21-day fix documents, inviting people to coaching, and there's a bunch of screenshots in there. You can see sample convos about products. There's a bunch of screenshots of how I've talked to people in there. Oops. And you can go through and see that and how I word things. Great Shakeology post examples. And if you have some, you can always put them in here too. So basically this is some coaches that have put their shake pictures in here so you can have an example. So this was Sarah. She took a picture of hers. She took it outside, had good lighting, and then she talks about why she loves her Shakeology. Then we have another one. Let's see, challenge group post examples, help wanted, which is basically like inviting to coaching and coming out as a coach post. And if you haven't made this, these are really great to check out. I've got Sarah, Jessica, and Rachel all in here, and you can see how they kind of said, I'm becoming a coach. I want to be able to help you join our next challenge group. things like that. So those are really great. I have the words there too, so you can see that. But basically, like something about you, something motivational, and my next challenge group starts on such and such date, message me to join. If you're just like, message me if you have any questions, chances are people really aren't going to message you. You need to have a call to action. So my next challenge group or my next boot camp starts such and such date, message me to join, things like that. So you always want to like, do a call to action when you're doing, when you do your coach invite post, I do it with a call to action. And if you're doing a challenge group post, don't just like message me for details. You want to be like, we start such and such date, for that kind of thing. So, I did have an album. Oh, I have more. Okay. Then there is sexy shake pics and some team transformations. These, I don't know how updated the transformations are, but you can still go through there. We have a sexy shake album. So if you're not able to do one yourself, you can always take some of these that we have or take some of these for ideas. This is us, we've taken our shakes. I mean, like, look at that. How amazing does that look versus you and your shaker cup, So it makes a big difference in showing people like, yes, I want part of that. What is that? Tell me more about it. Talking about how, delicious it is. And also you can do things like chocolate, Reese's, and get creative. You can do mug cakes. There's the Reese's, you can do pancakes. You can do so much cool stuff. So when you're talking about Shakeology, it's not just you kissing your shaker cup. Get creative with it. And then another really great app to use is called Vibrantly. It's only for iPhone. Or your iPad, Vibrantly. And it just does such great things for the lighting with food pictures. Most of these have been brightened up with food pictures. So yeah, and then just adding some toppings makes a big difference, like coconut shreds, cacao powder, chia seeds, fruit, almonds, things like that. It makes it such a big difference versus just you and your shaker club. So that's kind of what I wanted to go over with that, because it's really important to be a product of the product. The other thing you want to do is, so I'm going to go to my social media, and you want to go through and scroll through it and be able to tell that, okay, one, you're a coach and that people could become a coach and join your team. And two, you run monthly fitness challenges and that they could join you every month you run them. So if I go through here, this was me making a coach post. And what I love doing is battling objections right in the post. It's kind of like running a coach sneak peek group on your personal page. So it doesn't matter if you think you aren't fit enough, don't know enough about fitness or nutrition, aren't far enough along on your journey, aren't a salesperson, are too shy, don't have the personality for it, don't have the money for it. Because every single one of the leaders on my team, including myself, had one, if not many of those same thoughts, but we did it anyways. So that is so great, because how many of you had some of those thoughts before you signed up as a coach, right? That right there, so many people don't message you because they're like, I could never do that. So I am constantly combating objections right in my post so that people are like, okay, well, maybe I could. I do things like I'll tell people like, I started most confused in high school. Like, if I can do this business, anybody can. I'll talk about things that I screw up all the time. And you want to be real. You want to be vulnerable. You don't want to come across as perfect. I will tell you, I did that in the beginning. I would be like, I taught 7 classes today. Here's my salad. And it was just like, nobody wants to be a part of that. That's not real. So, okay. So then I've got some like health things. Okay. What's your favorite use for coconut oil? Let's see. And then you've got some personal. So I did like a baby bump picture. You want to do a mix. It's not just all Beachbody, Beachbody, Beachbody. And then a lot of times if I do things on my like page, I'll tag myself too, because I'm in the process of growing my like page. I would say focus on one thing right now. And right now it's probably for you using your personal page. Don't think you need to get a like page right away. Focus on one thing and building up your clientele on your personal page. But I do a little of both. So this was about our diamond retreat, just kind of talking about how excited I was about it. I'm doing shout outs to my team. This was a best job ever. So I call these sprinkle posts. So if you want some PE, a great book, I wish it was on Audible, but it's not. It's called Jab, Jab, Right Hook. And the basics of this book is you want to be doing little jabs all week long. Not like, I'm looking for 5 women to join my team. Fill out my form here. it's like, I love my job because of this. I was able to hang out with my kids today because of this. I was able to do this today and work from the car or something like that. So just little things while you're grateful for coaching. And I always use like the hashtag best job ever hashtag at the end, because when people talk to me, they're like, you seem like you really love what you do. And I'm like, I do. So you want people to get that across to people and letting them know. And it's not so much like join my team. But yeah, so this one was, and I like to put it like a mindset out there, because I'm not trying to just attract discount coaches. I really want people that want to work the business. So I'll say things sometimes like, I'm looking for hardworking go-getters who are passionate about making their health and fitness journey into a business. Also, must have a sense of humor and weirdo side. Enjoying wine, peanut butter, pizza, and guacamole are bonus points. So you're showing your humor, you're showing, your target market, things like that. This is me talking about a workout. Got my workout in. That was not a challenge group post. Let's see. So I got a shirt from one of my coaches, and I turned it into our new coach training Monday. Who wants to join us? Because I receive and give gifts all the time in this business, and it's not very common that you do that in a regular 9-to-5. I've got people that tag me in German Shepherd stuff all the time because they know I love German Shepherds, and then I'm sharing my story. And I do not do a good enough job at sharing my story, so I think you should really shoot to share one part of your story every 2 to 3 weeks, because you're going to get new people. You're going to be adding new people to Facebook. Those new people want to see it. And I actually was at a cookout yesterday, and a girl said, I know that like you posted like you don't like sharing your story a ton, but every time you do, it just motivates me so much. So I wanted to say thank you. I was like, oh my gosh, see, this girl notices that I don't share it enough. I need to. So that was really cool too. And what I do with sharing my story, I don't turn it into a challenge group post. Sometimes you can, but when I'm really just being raw and vulnerable, I like to really get connected with people. Like, I don't have any pictures from when I was at my heaviest. Have you been there? Do you hate what you look like in pictures? You avoid them, you untag them. And that's something that people can really connect with, because they're like, yep, I untag stuff all the time. And then I turn it into a you are perfectly imperfect kind of message. It's not like join my team. It's really just to inspire other people. And then there's some personal stuff. I get tagged in a lot of stuff that's about my target market, personal stuff. And then I like to ask questions. 2 years ago, we were spending our first day on our honeymoon. Take me back. Where did you go on your honeymoon? Would you go back? I want to plan a big 5-year anniversary trip, and I'm not sure where to go. And I got a ton of comments because people want to tell you where they went. They want to tell you where to travel. So always ask questions to get more engagement on your page, because the more people like and comment on your post, the more that they're going to see your posts in the future. The other thing is as people comment, I didn't do a really great job at this, but you always want to comment back to them. Oh, let me mute somebody. I'll mute you all. But so you want to make sure, so you're all muted. So if you need to talk, just unmute yourself, that you're commenting back, because then it brings it back up in people's newsfeed. So if you made this post at 11:55 a.m. and somebody's commenting later the next day at 7:22 a.m., you want to comment back and reply to their comment, so it brings it back up in other people's feed, kind of thing. So yeah, just getting tagged in things about my target market. So now my target market is kind of changing to babies, so I get tagged in some of that. And this was another coach sprinkle post, ironically, with sprinkles in it. So like, reason number why I love what I do as a coach, I get to spend all day with this little squirt and have been soaking up snuggles all week. It wasn't a join my team, but it's a little sprinkle post. I don't want a day to go by that I'm not talking about something. This was about Super Saturday I'm hosting. And then this was just cute. It was a workout I was doing with her, so I posted that video. People love that kind of stuff. Personal stuff. And so you just want to make sure that you have a good balance of everything. You don't want it to just be Beachbody, and you don't want it to just be you and people not knowing that they can join you. So this was, my boot camp kind of thing, message me to join us. So you just want to go through your page and make sure that if you're going through I always talk about pizza. I always get tagged in pizza. So you want to make sure that you're talking about your target market, things like that. This was just like a decorating thing. Decorating is something I'm really passionate about. I don't do enough, but I think it's so fun. So I love to talk about that. People love to give you, your ideas about. So I want you to write down 5 things that are hobbies or passions of yours. So for me, mine would be like German Shepherds, health and fitness, now like babies, fit pregnancy moms kind of thing. And I'm just going to categorize wine, Chipotle, peanut butter, and pizza all together because I always talk about those things. And so things like that, things that like you wouldn't be like, if I would have thought a year ago, would people be tagging me in Chipotle and guacamole memes all the time? No, that's not something I would be like, I want to be known for that. But like, I can tell like Christine, I've only known her for a short time and I know she loves Mexican and margaritas and, things like that. So just thinking about things that it doesn't matter. A lot of times mine are associated with food because I love food. If something makes you happy, for me, decorating, I don't always have the money to be able to do it, but it makes me happy. I love looking at Pinterest for ideas, things like that. So talk about little things like that because that's how you're going to get your target market to be able to connect with you more. So what questions do you guys have about social media or posting or maybe fears you have about social media or things like that? And if you want to ask, you can either type in the chat or unmute yourself and ask. Does anybody have any questions about posting or knowing what to post or things like that?
Sorry, I couldn't figure out how to unmute. I guess I think I was just not posting right. Like I was posting every day I work out, but I wasn't like making it a sprinkle post. And I haven't started a challenge group, which I think I feel ready and motivated to start one in June. Okay. So since it's the end of the month, I think that starting one in June would be really good. So I guess that's not really a question, but
well, when are you getting married?
October.
This coming October?
Mm-hmm.
So you could also do like a bridal boot camp kind of thing. That is people that are getting married, that are going to weddings, that are in weddings. So you could also kind of do that. That's kind of a fun thing. I did that before I got married and I had a lot of people. And so I opened it to everybody. Are you in a wedding? Are you the bride? Are you going to a wedding and want to look great? So those are, that's a bigger target market that you could do too. So, but yeah, I remember you would tag me in things and you were posting, but it was more so like, here's my lunch. I did my workout. And so that's great that you're doing it, but you want to make sure when you're posting a picture of your sweaty selfie, instead of like day 2 done, talk about like, I didn't feel like doing it today, but I did it anyways. And, sometimes you just have to push through because the end result is worth it. And, or taking that and saying, what I did, today and our challenge group or I'll post a sweaty selfie and I'll be like, oh my gosh, somebody in my challenge group today just told me she fit into an old pair of pants that she hasn't fit in a year, things like that. And it doesn't even have to be like join my next challenge group, but you can do sprinkle posts for your challengers too. Like you could just do, if somebody tells you like, girl, I am down 20 pounds in 3 months, thank you so much, be like, just make a post. And it doesn't even need a picture all the time. You can be like, just had one of my challengers say they're down 20 pounds since they started. Hashtag I love this stuff, or something silly. But just like that, like I love, my challengers are doing awesome. I'm so excited about it. It doesn't matter if you have one challenger, and it doesn't even matter if it's just somebody in your group and they're not your client. Like feel free to talk about it. And so if you don't have enough challengers by June to do it yourself, feel free to do it with me. But and then do your own after that. You don't have to start your own. But if you're in a challenge group, you need to be and you're adding people to it, you need to be the best challenger there is. You need to be posting every day, sharing your workout, adding value and motivating other people too. So honestly, I think the best coaches are people that are great challengers. So when I see people that are posting a lot and they're, they're sharing their, Christine is doing that every day. She's showing her workout selfies. She's showing her food. Those are people that make great coaches. So you would want to just make sure that you're being the best challenger there is so that you can show your potential clients and things. That's what they can do too. So yeah, if you're not ready to start your own, or if you don't feel like you have, I mean, honestly, if you have 2 girls, you can do your own. So don't feel like you need 10 to do it on your own or anything. My first challenge group probably had 2 or 3 people, and it was just really fun. And I also have a template of like 3 posts a day for the 21-day fix that you guys can have too. So if you run your own, you're like, oh, what do I post? I have a template of that too, so you can have ideas of what to post, share recipes and things like that. But yeah, just making sure that you go through and look at your page and say, okay, am I adding value? So let me just go to your feed. Okay, so Chanel, sharing something silly, that's always good. I love humor. Sharing funny things about food, personal things about fitness that are funny too. But you want to make sure that you can go through, and then your hair stuff, because Chanel does hair. So that's cool too. That's like another thing at your target market to talk about. But you want to make sure that it's not like, okay, I have to scroll down 3 weeks to be able to see anything fitness, talking about your challenge group or coaching and things.
Right.
Yep. So it's really great. You've got good personal content and funny stuff and things like that. But people are usually not going to spend the time to, go down and down and down. Okay. So something like this, oops, I did it again. That would be a great thing to like ask a question to get more people engaged. Like, was this you at Starbucks?
Yeah, I have an obsession with cups.
Oh, okay. Yes. So, talk about it. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't need another one, but I have an obsession and this is it. What is something that you always find yourself buying more of when you don't need anymore, or something like that? Or if it was just you at Starbucks, what is your favorite thing to order? I know I need to, cut back on my Starbucks. What's your favorite thing? So getting, is that your dog?
Yeah, sorry, let me mute really quick.
I was like, is that 1 or 2? Yeah, so no, you're fine. So just take a minute to look at your social media, and that's what the 7-day group does a really great job of, is kind of taking you and giving yourself a Facebook facelift and talking about what to post. So actually tomorrow starts a post like it's your job group, which is really great. So what this is me, and I give you a schedule and a posting schedule, and then I give you 3 examples a day, and I even share a picture of I can't talk. I share a sample post of something I've made that fits that category. So, what I want you to do is make your own schedule, but you're going to follow this for the week. But you can take this and make your own to follow for the next week. So I have an AM, a noon, a PM. Never miss a Monday inspirational post. Share a personal success from the past week, challenge group post. And then each day in the morning, I'm going to share an example of mine. And if you go into the file section, I have all of them compiled in there. Monday post schedule. You can go in there if you want to look ahead of time before it's posted. Monday, what you're going to be posting, and then here's an example, and it takes you right to a sample post of how I made, so you can kind of take a look at what I'm looking for, make it your own kind of thing. So this was a never miss a Monday post, so that was mine. So this is a really great group, and then I do a prize, and if more than 1 people, then I raffle it for anybody that does all 7 days, all 3 posts. So this is a really fun group, and it really, really drives your business forward. Every time I see people really participating in this, I see their posts kind of blowing up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the link to this again in our team page, and you can add yourself here, because this is a really great group. So get yourself added so that you can kind of make a plan and know what to post. The other thing that's a really great idea is just stockpile photos. Can take selfies whenever, even if you're not using them. Take pictures of your food, even if you don't have time to post it. Join our posting group that starts tomorrow. Prizes are on the line. I will not be able to talk and do this at the same time, and I will probably forget if I don't do it now. So, I don't know where I was going, but this is really helpful for knowing where to take your business. And it's really helpful in not just being like personal. Here's a sweaty selfie that I didn't actually invite, but I think that I'm doing something good. So it really shows you what to do with great direction. So that's really like my main focus is focusing on social media and posting. But then the other thing you need to do is focus on doing power hours every day and not just inviting to free groups, because we always have free groups running. Everybody's diamond leader does different free groups, but you want to make sure that you're actually inviting to challenge groups and not just free groups. So I had somebody that, she caught up with me. I hadn't talked to her for a while. She was going to buy a 21-day fixed challenge pack, fell off the face of the earth. And then she came back and messaged me. We caught up for a little bit. And then I said, hey girl, I know that you were super busy the last time we talked. And, but now that have some time off from school for the summer, I'm actually starting another challenge group next month, June 6th, I think. So, since this is a better time and you have less, stuff on your schedule, would you want to join us on our next boot camp? And she's like, what does this entail again? I forget. And so then I started talking to her again about it, just bringing it back up. So if you talk to somebody in the past, make sure that you follow up and, hey, I know that last time we chatted wasn't a great time, or if maybe they never responded back or anything. But I'm running another, boot camp, and I think that it would just benefit you so much to help you reach your goal of XYZ. So you want to make sure that you are, going to be messaging people and getting to know their goals first. So can you see this message, the free leads? Okay. So I shared this in our event page, and it's also in our new coach training. Example messages of free leads. When someone likes your fitness page, if you have a business page, if a referral asking people, or if you get a referral from somebody. Hey girl, so this is, your hey girl messages are you just messaging people. So every day I go to the people you may know and I add people on Facebook, and I try to add 5 to 10 people a day. So then when they accept it, it's so weird, but I want to message them, but then you're like, what do I say? This is so odd. How do I do it? So I'll go to their posts and I'll page and I'll like a couple of their posts, and I'll say something like, hey girl, so random, but I wanted to say hi. I don't think we actually know each other. I probably added you because I liked your hair, outfit, and your picture. Haha. It's always nice to get to know new people on my friends list. How are you? They're either going to do two things. That's a really awkward message to send, right? Like, oh, this person's going to think I'm a freak. They're either going to ignore you or send a message back. Oh, hey, thanks. I'm doing good. Da, 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 da. I see you were friends with so-and-so. How do you know them? They are not going to send you a message back and say, you stupid freak, leave me alone. So you're going to get two things. They will either ignore you or they will want to be your friend and respond back. You have nothing to lose. So this is a really great way of building your market. Or, hey girl, this is probably strange, but I wanted to say hello and introduce myself. I don't think we actually know each other. I probably added you because I thought we did, or I just lost my mind. It's always nice to make a new friend after though. So hi, how are you? On birthdays, I always will send people a message, right then and there. If I'm already friends with them, I'll send them a private message, but it says after birthday, hey girl, so random, but I think we somehow became friends. I don't think we've ever met. I probably added you because I liked your hair, your outfit, and your profile picture, but I realized when I said happy birthday and I didn't want you to think I was a total weirdo or something. So, you could write on their page and then send that message. And that's like, oh, thanks. That was nice of you. So another way to feel less awkward about it. So there's some challenge group invites, things for moms, and there's just so many cool things here to look at and kind of base this off of, follow-ups or inviting if they don't order within 48 hours. Hey, you're always just thinking about you and wanted to make sure I answered all of your questions the other day when we talked about the challenge group. Can you think of anything I may have left out? So if they, kind of left you hanging. I wanted to reach back out to you. I know I wasn't the best time when we talked last to get involved in a challenge group, so I want to make sure I followed up. Open spot. So these are just really, really great. So make sure you save these, print these out. You can save it to the notes section of your phone, whatever. One other thing I wanted to show you that's really cool that talks to your phone and your computer is either one, Google Docs. Sometimes they're not as easy to access from your phone, but the Evernote, have you guys ever heard of Evernote? Evernote is really cool. So it's an app you can download, and then you can also go to the website. So like I have some things in here that I need. I've got, what do I have? I had like before I had that Beachbody app, for the links, I had all of my links in here, business presentations, if I want to send somebody, a link to a video I've made. When I used to use this big, long, obnoxious email that some of you may have got, depending on when you signed up, it was super overwhelming, but that's what I sent to people, and I had that there. Product links, I had that all there. My 21-day fix script, I had that there. So it's really cool, and you can even make like notebooks. So, okay, scripts, and then you can have them all there. And see, it's really cool to organize. And then it's also an app that you can open on your phone and have all these things like, this great thing, you could have that there too. I mean, you can open this on Google Drive too, but sometimes it's a little harder to access on your phone. So there's all kinds of great things, because a lot of times we do a lot from our phone. We're on the go, we're busy. So there's great ways to have that all available at your fingertips. So as a new coach, your biggest thing you want to focus on is first doing your new coach checklist. Has everybody finished that yet here? Okay. And then has anybody finished the 7-day group all 7 days? Okay. So if you haven't, that is your number one priority. It starts tomorrow. Make sure you get that finished completely and do all the assignments. And then from there, I am working on putting together a post 7-day group training, but I forgot all my notes in South Carolina, which I was going to start on doing that today. So I should have that up within the next couple weeks that I will have. But your biggest focus is start being consistent with your posting. So our 7-day group also and our 7-day post groups both starts tomorrow. So make sure you're doing both. Yes, that's a lot of things to do, but what you're going to do is you can look ahead at the schedule. And so I know that tomorrow I'm going to do a Never Miss a Monday morning post. And if I look at it, I know that, let's see, where is it? Thursday morning, I need to share a recipe post. So you don't want to wait till Thursday morning to see that and then get to work with your food and be like, oh my gosh, one, I already ate my food and my lunch looks like cat puke because I'm eating tuna like from a bag or something. So I love to look ahead because that was usually me. I'd be like, I remember doing these groups with my upline, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, my food seriously looks like cat throw up today. I can't use this. And I wasn't prepared, and I would get so mad at myself. So I like to look ahead, take lots of pictures, and you can actually create an album of and call it like unused photos, and then delete them as you use them. And so I'm always taking a picture. And if you're struggling with something, I'll have a lot of coaches that'll be like, oh, well, I was just really struggling with that. I'm like, turn that into a post. You want to be real. You want to be vulnerable. So if you're ever struggling with something like, I just couldn't get my workout in, I'm so busy, I'm finding this, I'm like, turn that into a post and then make it into some type of inspirational and figure out your solution and share it with people. So anytime you have an issue, like it's just, I'm always looking for a thing about how to make that into a post and how to turn your negative or your struggle or whatever into something that's going to inspire other people. So don't think like, oh, I didn't work out today, I ate like crap, I shouldn't post because I'm a hypocrite. Talk about your bad day. And don't make your bad day every day, because then you're not a very reliable Beachbody coach. If you're every Monday, you're making a post about falling off track and, having to get back on the wagon, people are going to be like, girl, so you don't want to do that all the time, but you do want to be real and be honest. And if you had a wedding and you ate too much, you drank too much, don't feel like you need to hide it. Talk about it because you're real, and the people connect with people that are real and vulnerable. The next thing that you need to do is create a list of 150 people. Go through your phone, go through your Facebook, go through, your emails, whatever, and then have that list of contacts that you go through and, start people that you think would be great coaches and maybe talk to them first. We have a live coach webinar. It's going to be an event on Wednesday, May 25th at 8:30. So some of you may have joined it last month, but basically I go live in an event. You can invite everybody there. I go live and I talk about what coaching is, and then I say, ask any questions that you have. And then I go live again for, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And I say, okay, I had somebody that said they didn't think that they could be a coach because they're too shy. So this is what I say about that. So it's a really cool interactive thing. And then I do prizes too. I think I'm doing shake samples to people that comment on the post and things like that. So mark your calendar. I'll share that link in the group so you can add yourself. And that's just a great way for me to do the work for you guys and get people there. So I don't like to just blind invite everybody because that doesn't mean a lot and chances are they won't show up. But I like to send somebody a message and say, girl, I just love your post. You are so positive. We'll catch up a little bit and then say, girl, I just love your post. You're so positive. I just keep thinking you would make an amazing coach. Have you ever thought about doing what I do as a coach? And they're going to say yes, no, or I haven't even thought about it. What does it entail? And I always say, basically, it just means that you're working on yourself while encouraging other people. So you're just documenting your journey. And it's a lot of fun. It's a really cool community to be a part of. I'm a new coach. I'm just trying to get it figured out, but I actually have a live event that's on Facebook. You can just watch it, from home on Wednesday night. Do you want me to add you to it? And then even if you can't make it, it'll be posted in the group so you can check it out after. So that's the other cool thing is even if they can't make it live, they won't be entered into the giveaway. So that's kind of like, get here live. We have giveaways for people that are joining us live. But if they're not able to do it, okay, yeah, you can listen later. You're entered for the giveaway, but it's a great way to figure out if it's for you or not. So how does that sound? So let me do the hard work for you. Let me explain it all. I basically just say, well, basically, I'm working on me while I'm encouraging other people. I'm a new coach, so I'm just figuring it out myself. But my coach and my team are doing a live What is Coaching webinar that explains it more. So how about I add you to that, and we can jump on that together, and then I can answer any of your questions. That also shows them that you don't have to know everything about Beachbody to be a coach. Like, you don't have to verbally vomit, like, Beachbody was founded in such and such date, because I don't even know these things. Like, you don't need to know that. And so let me help you with that too. So I would make a goal to invite 5 people by a personal message to join us on Wednesday. It's 8:30 Eastern time. Let them know if they're there live and commenting on the commenting like questions or things on the live videos, and they will be entered into winning Shakeology samples. And if they can't make it, then they can still figure it out, and it's a cool thing for them to check into. So I think that's all. And then the final week of the month, we don't have anything. But what I do is and it depends on who your diamond upline is if they do their groups a little different. So I'm going to try to show you a calendar that I have that has everything. Let's see if I can see it. Okay. So what I do, and it's kind of crazy, but if you look at, let me read it. You look at the first month, okay, 5-day clean eating group. So I know that's happening now. And then this in blue says challenge group post. I know to post about my challenge groups. And then on May 9th, my challenge group started. So then the next week was our sneak peek, which was this past week. But then I'm going to talk about here, post about sneak peek group. So I know what I need to be talking about. The 4th week is the post like it's your job group. So, in our live events. And so I'm telling myself, create live events, post it about it in the team group. And then the last week of the month, I have post about sneak peek week group, post about free clean eating group. That'll start the first week of the next month. So I love to do that to know exactly what's happening and then know, instead of being like, shoot, my clean eating group started today and I didn't post about it last week. That's actually what happened to me last month. So I had to figure out a system, and I was like, well, who wants to do this with me that's already in the group? And it was just kind of like dead because I didn't get new blood in there. So that's really important. Whatever you use, whatever planner it is, like I'm always in my office. So that for me works best. I know what's best. And what I'll do is I'll actually pencil it into my planner Tuesday through Thursday, post about clean eating group or something like that the week before. So you want to make sure that you always know what's happening. And I will show you real quick how I know that. And again, if you are not my personally sponsored coach, you may want to check with your upline. But what I do is I have my everything that I run. Because sometimes like your diamond coaches run their own trainings or their own challenge group. So first Monday of the month for me is always my 5-day clean eating group. My second Monday of the month is my challenge group starts. My third Monday of the month, 3-day sneak peek group starts. And that's for everybody. That's for my entire downline can join my sneak peek group. That's where we do 3 days and we do 3 posts a day of like short 4-minute videos for coaching. The fourth Monday of the month is always the post like it's your job group. That's for the entire downline. Fourth Thursday of the month, normally this time we're doing it the Wednesday because of our diamond retreat, is our live What is Coaching webinar. So that's what we're doing this week. And every Monday to Sunday, a new 7-day training group starts. And then you can see Mondays at 11 is our national wake-up call, our new coach Zoom. I haven't had anybody actually really finish it all in 1 week for a long time, so I haven't really been doing that. But our team calls are 7 o'clock on Thursdays Eastern time, and I have a diamond call with my diamonds. So that's for you. That's a good way to just put that on your calendar. You know what's happening, things like that. And if you want to start running your own challenge groups, if you don't run it the same Monday if you don't do the second Monday every month, that's fine. But what I would do is at least plan out the next 3 months so you know when your challenge group starts. So you know when to post about it, when it starts. It's really awesome if you can have people all start on the same day. And I really, really struggled with that. Ashley Lindsay does a really great job of that. It always starts on, our boot camp starts such and such date. You got to get in here by now. And everybody's on the same day. For me, I try to get people doing that, but I am always adding people throughout the month. So it doesn't end up being that way. But if you can really be like, okay, we start such and such date. If you didn't get it yet and you are, okay, you ordered and we have a week left, you can start, meal prepping and things, but we officially start on this date. So trying to get people to all do it together is a really cool idea too. So the other thing you need to do, so you need to make your list of 150 people, invite people to coaching, invite people to challenging. And then another thing is get your business activity tracker. There's so many different kinds. I've posted about it in the Vital Behavior group this week that we did. There's one in your Coach Online office. But basically, did I drink my Shakeology, do my workout, PD, respond to messages, add people, do happy birthdays, invite people. And if I know that I'm filling this out, I'm going to be hitting Success Club. So this is something that you should just make non-negotiable. If I didn't fill this out, it's on me for not hitting Success Club. It's on me for not, helping people. If you're not inviting 5 people to a challenge, well, that's probably why you don't have Success Club points. So not everybody's going to say yes, and you just have to know that people are going to tell you no. They are. And if you are not okay with that, you're going to have a rough life as a Beachbody coach, because I get so many people that tell me no. I am just like, okay, well, I will think about you for next month. And in the meantime, if you want to join our free exercise group or our free clean eating group, I'd love to have you. So I'm trying to add some type of value, keeping them connected, and then I'll follow up with them. A no does not mean no forever. It means no right now. And you've already done the legwork of talking to them and explaining things so that it gets easier in knowing, okay, they already know what it is. They're somewhat interested, so I can keep them on my radar. So just get used to getting no's. One of my favorite personal development is Go for No. And there was one part in that book, or the Audible. I love it on Audible. And if you sign up for Audible, you can get a free download with your email. And if you have multiple emails, you can also do that too. But it will charge you after the first 30 days. It's $16 a month and you get 1 download a month. So for me, I love that. That's worth it for me because I don't read. They sit on my bedside table and I keep saying I'm going to, and it just doesn't happen. So Audible, I can listen to 2 books a month, easy in my driving time or folding laundry, things like that. So, but Go for No. He said, okay, there was at this convention for a company, and they said, okay, the person that got the most no's, I'm going to have him come up to the stage and give him a plaque. And like, how embarrassing. Like, you got told no the most in your company. And so this guy gets his plaque. And then they do an announcement of the person who had the highest sales for the year. And that same person came back up to get the plaque. So you are going to get no's, but the more no's you get, the more yeses you're going to get. Just know that you're going to invite people and they're going to say no. And what I encourage you to do is share your screenshots with your upline coach and say, okay, this person said no. How did I do? Or, send a message and say, okay, they said this back. Any idea of where I should go from here? I am not going to get irritated. I mean, if you've been a coach for and you've been actively working the business for a year and asking me every day, no, I'm not going to continue to do this for you. But in the beginning, I'm here for you to help you as your PS coach. So ask your personally sponsored coach and post in our team group, with a screenshot, hey, how did I do? Or what should I respond back? The hardest part in the beginning is learning how to talk to people and learning what to say and not to verbally vomit Beachbody all over them. You don't want to send 3 paragraphs worth of Beachbody because people are going to be like, oh, no. So taking your comments and sending it to your personally sponsored coach and saying, hey, where should I go from here is one of the best things that you can do to learn. Tiffany posted something in the group that I kind of wanted to go over. I had her post some screenshots. What is this event called? I forget. Coach something. It's in my events. Okay, so let me find where she posted it in our page, in our group. Where is it? Tiffany, did you post in here? Why can't I find it? Did you post in the event page your screenshots?
I posted in the comment.
Why isn't it here? What the world? There's like no comments on any of these. I don't know where it went. Okay, so she said something about poop. Where is it? This is making me so irritated. It was in this event though, right?
The 7-day challenge for...
Oh, okay. It was in the 7-day training. I'm losing it. Sorry. Okay, so this is the 7-day group that you guys will go through this coming week. And some of you have started it. All right, so we're talking about how to handle money objections. And so she said, this is her conversation. So after talking to her, she said, there's a program I think you'll benefit from. It's called the 21-Day Fix. It has 7 workouts on DVD, so you don't have to worry about getting anywhere. It also has color-coded food containers for portion control, food guide, 24/7 online health, and months supply of a superfood shake. What do you think? How much is it? It's $160. And then she said, sounds great, but I can't afford it right now. With the students gone for summer break, business is really slow, maybe in a few weeks. I understand that shake takes the place of a meal and takes off your grocery bill. Awesome. Thank you. That's good. Okay. So that was good. But here's how I would change it a little bit. And so you broke it down, but what I like to do is not just say like, hey, buy my program, but why it's going to benefit them. So you need to know the first questions I ask people, and I think she did ask some of these things in the beginning, but I love to say, so tell me, what's your biggest struggle? Is it the fitness side or the nutrition side? And whatever they say, emphasize with them and say, if they say fitness, like, oh, girl, I totally understand that. Because one point or another in our life, we have either struggled with the fitness or the nutrition. So emphasize with them and then say, is it time? Is it motivation? What exactly is it? Ask them more questions. If they say nutrition, oh, girl, me too. Oh my gosh. Before I started doing what I'm doing now, I had no idea what I was doing. I was eating carbs all the time, something like that. And then you can also say, would you say that portion control is something you struggle with? Because that's starting to sell on the 21-Day Fix idea. And then asking more questions, asking them, would you have a goal in mind that you want to? Is it like a jean size? Is it, do you have a specific goal that you want to reach? Because sometimes people are like, I want to tone up. I'm like, that's not going to be enough for me to really emotionally connect with them. So I say, okay, so, what exactly are you reaching for? Are you wanting to, fit a certain dress or a pair of jeans or something that's in the back of your closet? Is there a certain jean size? I want to get something specific so that later on I can say, what would it mean for you? I had one girl, so if they say something like, I want to be able to chase my daughter around on the playground and be able to fit in a slide to go down with her. And so I said, what would it mean for you to be able to run around with your daughter and on the playground and, be able to go down the slide and not feel, self-conscious about that? And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm like almost in tears just thinking about that. Like, it would mean everything. So you want to get something that you can emotionally connect with them that makes them like, I need this, So, I really try to do that. And then when I break it down, I'm going to say, okay, so I know that you can 100% do that. And you're going to feel so much better when you are, able to run around that playground with your little girl and you're able to go down the slide. So what I've been doing is 30-minute workouts at home. Do you think you could handle 30-minute workouts at home? And they're going to say, yes. And I say, okay, awesome. So that's step one. And basically what it is, it breaks down exactly what you can eat, how much to eat, so you know what and how much to eat. The workouts are 30 minutes at home. It comes with a meal plan. And you also get a meal replacement shake that tastes like a chocolate milkshake. There's a bunch of flavors, but the one I drink tastes like a chocolate milkshake. I love it. Does that sound like something that would help you reach your goal of being able to feel confident and, not be out of breath running around with your daughter or fitting in your size 8 jeans, whatever it is. So I like to do it a little bit at a time. And then they're like, yeah, that definitely sounds great. Then if they say, how much is it? I say, well, it really just depends on what option you go with. But the fast track or the program that my clients get the best results from is 30 days of Shakeology, which is a meal replacement shake that tastes delicious and actually gives you natural energy. You get the 30-minute workouts, you get the meal plan, you get the portion control containers, and you get a really awesome accountability group that keeps you going and you do it and keeps you doing it when you don't feel like doing it. And me as your coach. So how does that sound? It comes out to be about $4 a day. So that's you saying no to Starbucks or going out to dinner less. And then so it's $160 total. And take a look at my friend Melissa. She's lost 107 pounds. Doesn't she look amazing? She's been doing this program and drinking Shakeology for 2 years. And then I send a picture of my sister Melissa. And if you don't have one, I can give you one. That is like my liquid gold. Like, if she can do it, you can. So when I do the price breakdown, I always say, check out my girl Melissa. She's been doing home workouts and drinking Shakeology for 2 years. Doesn't she look great? And people are like, oh my gosh, yes. So I always do that too. So sending a picture, breaking it down, and when people say, how much is it? If I haven't got to their goals or their struggles or anything, I literally ignore that question. I say, well, there's a couple different options. So I need to find out what's the best option for you first. So let me ask you a couple questions. What's your biggest struggle? Is it the fitness side or the nutrition side? If people ask me how much it is right off the bat, don't tell them, because they're going to say 160 and say, no, not for me. So I say, it depends on what option you want to go with. It's not a cookie cutter program. It's not the same thing for every person. Depends on what your goals are. So let me ask you this. What is your biggest struggle? Is it the fitness side or the nutrition side? What are your goals? And go from there. If you start out the bat with 160, they're going to be like, nah, girl, I'm good. So I always like to do that. And if somebody comments on a post, like on your status, how much is it? Or what is it? I don't say anything. I don't say, here's my link. None of that. What I do is I go to I say, I'll send you a PM. And I send them a message. Hey girl, I saw your post. I'll go to their page. Oh my gosh, your kids are getting so big. How have you been? So then I start a conversation about, instead of, hey, I saw you're interested in about the 21-day fix. Do you want to buy it? I go to their page, and so I can talk about something and start a conversation so that it's more friendly and you're focusing on building that relationship. So does that help, Tiffany?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Uh-huh. So do you guys have any other questions about anything? Is there anything else that you're not sure where to start, or things that you've come up that you've been like, I don't feel comfortable doing that, or I'm just not sure about if I'm doing this right, or any screenshots that maybe you want me to critique, I can do that too. Is there anything question-wise? Because we have a couple minutes. If there's anything else you want me to cover. Okay. Well, the cool thing about this business is it's super simple. Don't overcomplicate it. It's you posting your journey, being consistent, and inviting people, and being real, and not being like, oh, you have to have a six-pack to be a coach and eat asparagus every day. Talk about your pizza and beer, talk about your Mexican and margaritas, connect with people, be you, and make that list of 5 things that you enjoy and talk about those often, because people want to be able to connect with you. So, talking about your dogs, your pets, your peanut butter addiction, whatever it is, people are going to connect with you that way. The best thing to do is to get a posting schedule so you're not just flying by the seat of your pants. So I have my posting schedule is right there under my calendar. So I always know what it is. You can take a picture of it, put it on your phone, because you always have your phone with you, and stick to it. Because if you just start posting whatever you feel like, chances are it's going to be either Beachbody, or personal. So you want to have that good mix of a little bit of everything. So the posting group starts Monday, and the 7-day group starts Monday. And what you can do is always be hungry for more knowledge. So go to YouTube. All of our team calls are in there. So if you find me on YouTube, I think it still says Run Pink team calls. They're all there. You can listen to those. People like Bonnie Engel are awesome. Raina Odell, Melanie Mitro. Who else? Danielle, who else do you like to watch YouTube?
Lindsay Matway.
Mm-hmm.
And Coach Caleb.
Yes, I love Coach Caleb. He does like 3 to 5 minute videos. He was in the New Coach Checklist and a lot of the 7-day group. They're like 3 to 5 minutes. He's funny. He's humorous, and he breaks it down and makes it super simple. So make sure that you're doing 30 minutes a day of personal development, non-negotiable. Whether you're in the car, you're making dinner. Sometimes if I'm really in a rush, I will turn down the volume of my workout and listen to it while I'm working out. So you just have to make that non-negotiable. I've been in a really big slump this past couple months, and you know what I changed? I've been traveling a lot, and I haven't been doing my personal development as much. I do it maybe 3 days a week. Well, that's why I'm in a slump. And I always tell people, if you're feeling like I'm not good enough, I'm second guessing myself, okay, are you doing personal development? The answer is almost always no. And also make sure you're doing the right personal development. So New Coach, my favorites are Compound Effect, Go for No. What else? Danielle, help me. GoPro. Entrepreneur Roller Coaster is good. Anything else?
I like Eat That Frog.
Eat That Frog.
You Are a Badass if you need individual personal development.
Yeah. So don't think you need to do them all right away, but get one and go with it. And as soon as it's done, you need another one, because you are not like, okay, I did personal development, I'm good. You are never good with personal development. You're always needing it. And you can read the same book more than once, and you're going to be in a different place the next time you read it, and you're going to get different stuff out of that book. So definitely make sure that that's your non-negotiable. Get a business activity tracker. If you can't find one, I have one. I'll share with you from either Beachbody or one that I've created. And track it every day. Because if you are tracking every day, you are going and you're checking off, and not just like, sure, I talked to 5 people. You're only cheating yourself. If you say you're talking to 5 people a day for a month and you don't sell a challenge pack, chances are you're either not being true with yourself, or you need to figure out how to talk to people. And that's where you have to ask your sponsor and things like that. So any other questions from anybody before we hop off? Was this helpful? Okay. All right, cool. So don't overthink it. Make it super simple. Post every day. Invite people. Be a product of the product. If you feel like you're being a hypocrite because you're eating like shit and you're not working out, you are. So start eating better and start working out, and you won't have that issue, because you want to start a program, start to finish, and have a before and after. And I know, Christine, you had talked about this. Sometimes you get bored with things, and I know you like to do your kickboxing and other things too. The best thing that you can do is have a before and after. So even if you do maybe hammer and chisel 5 days a week and do something else, or 4 days a week and do your kickboxing or whatever, 2 days a week, that's fine. But try to really stick to one program and be like, here is my 60-day results, or here is my 21-day results. Because that's when you have a before and after to post and say it works, people are going to be like, wow, what are you doing? So the sooner you can have a before and after, the sooner your business is really going to take place. Because like I said, people are watching you and they want to know if you're going to work this business, if it's going to go anywhere, if you're going to get results, or if you're just posting about it and trying to make money off of them, so they want to know that it works. So talk about it every day. Take a look at your social media, really critique yourself. And just, be a present, a constant positive presence. If you feel like you need to start a post with or end a post with rant over, it's probably something you don't need to post. So you want to no, you're not Susie Sunshine, but negativity isn't going to do anything for anybody. So I'll talk about if I have struggles or things like that. But if I'm like, traffic is so annoying, people need to just get out of the road, what is that doing for anybody? If you share something you're struggling with and then turn it into like something you're vulnerable and inspirational, that's awesome. That's a great way to turn a negative into something. But if you're just like, I hate people, like it's not going to grow your business. It's not going to do anything for you. So really try to think about when you're posting something, if it's not for your target market, am I adding value? Is this post adding value? If I'm just posting a picture of my breakfast, maybe I should tell them how I made it, and then I'm adding value instead of like, I had breakfast today. Cool, so did I. So making sure that you're sharing recipes and adding value. If it's just a sweaty selfie, can I turn this into something motivational? Can I turn this into a challenge group post or something like that? So always think, am I adding value? And that's going to be a great tip for you building solid followers. And don't get mad if you think you spent like a long time on a post and it was awesome and you get 3 likes. I was the same place when I first started. Your business grows slowly, so just be consistent. You'll get more and more followers. Also, interact with other people that are your ideal coaches and clients. Go to their page and like a couple things, comment on a couple things. That's going to bring them to interact with you, so they're going to see more of your post. So that's all I have. This is recorded, so I will share the recording, and anybody that missed it, or if there's anything you want to go back and watch again. Yes, Danielle.
Did you mention the podcasts for the Old National Wake Up Calls for PD?
No, that's a great one. Okay, so on your phone, if you have an iPhone, download the podcast Team Beachbody Coach. If you have an Android, download Podcast Addict. Podcast Addict is an app that basically lets you get all the podcasts. So you can access it whether or not you have iPhone or Samsung. But Team Beachbody Coach gives you all of the past national wake-up calls. And they're great. They're people that are they're making 6 and 7 figures in their business, so you better listen to them. In the beginning, they do a lot of recognition and product, like, oh, this is on special. So if it's not for that current week, you don't need to listen to all of the product specials and stuff. So you can probably fast forward like 8 to 10 minutes, sometimes even longer, and it's only about a 30-minute call. And then what you can do is you can download those when you're on Wi-Fi and then listen to them when you're driving and not be using data. Because if you're listening to YouTube videos, that uses a lot of data, and sometimes that can be an issue. So that's what I love about it, is you can download them while you have Wi-Fi, and then you're using it whenever listening, and then not having to pay for your data. So definitely make that a non-negotiable. Danielle Mullen is one of our diamonds, and she actually did that when she first started. She was like, I'm back in 2013. I'm like, oh my gosh, you go, girl. So because they're older doesn't mean they're not still beneficial to you. So there's some really good things in there. So take a look at that. Any other podcasts? Chalene Show with Chalene Johnson and Build Your Tribe is really good too. And that's all free personal development that you can listen to in the car or when you're folding laundry or things like that. So yeah, thanks for that. I love that you're raising your hand. Uber. So I'm going to stop the recording. And if you guys have any questions, just or you think of anything, just post post in our team page and do the 7-day coach training. And if you've already done the 7-day coach training, ask your coach what's next. Find a success partner. That's something really awesome too. Find somebody that's working the business, maybe, similar interest as you. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Like one of my success partners has 4 kids, is vegan and homeschools, and I have 0 kids. I love meat. And, so you don't have to be the same person at all. But find somebody that you click with, and it's not like a telltale thing. It may not work. You might have to find somebody else. I've had to go through a couple to find somebody, but definitely start working on that, because that's something you can message back and forth, have a little push partner, things like that. That's a really great thing too. So happy Sunday, and tomorrow is Post Like It's Your Job and the 7-day group. So give it your all. And if you guys have any questions, let me know, but just don't oversimplify or overcomplicate it. That's my biggest message to you guys. So happy Sunday. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, April.
Bye.